We actually have a real life use case of what we actually made in the Frunk. We're here in Kansas, and unfortunately David, the brother, has a flat, but we're gonna fix that for him here. So again, we've got all the power running through the EcoFlow, which then powers this. It's nice and quiet like that. We hook this up, right like that, and then we can pull this out. We can do whatever we need, hook up whatever we want on here, and then we can air that up, no problem.
And why are you using this versus a smaller inflator?
Because a smaller inflator takes forever to do anything, and that tire with a small inflator would take forever. So this is like a perfect use case. Originally this was made so that when we're off-roading we can air up a lot faster. Huge shout out to Brandon for some of the ideas, as well as Roger, but this is going to work out great to be able to inflate his tire so that he can actually get home. There's a power hookup in here. Mind you, it's only 400 watts, more on that later. But it's like, why don't I just outfit in the Frunk a spot for an air compressor, air hose, it was DC to AC converter, stuff like that. So actually today, that's exactly what we're gonna do. This Frunk is getting a makeover. Brandon actually had a 2-gallon air compressor with him that unfortunately didn't fit in the Frunk. He used it in the back, but I found the miniature version of that, which is actually a 1-gallon, but I think that'll still be enough for filling tires and like maybe using like a little air gun, clean some things off, stuff like that. So we got this, hopefully it fits in the Frunk. Then we have a retractable hose reel. We have all the little bits and pieces. We've got the digital pistol grip. And then down here, we actually have probably one of the most important things, and this is the EcoFlow. So originally I was just gonna use a DC 48 volt DC to 120 volt AC converter that I found online, and I was talking to our good friend Roger. Shout out to you for helping me on this. And I was like, yeah, I can go ahead and do this, and then I can put a power strip in there, and then I can like hopefully run this. But he was like, yeah, that 400 watts is not gonna be enough to run this. He actually suggested this EcoFlow battery because you can actually input DC voltage, so it actually comes with all the wiring and everything because it's meant for hooking it up to like a little like solar panels and stuff. And then I can plug the compressor into that, and that should be able to handle the load of that compressor. Still haven't tested it yet, fingers crossed. But the nice thing is like the EcoFlow right here, I was actually able to get a refurb unit, which I've heard great things about, and Roger also had. So I went ahead and got that, and it was only like 300 something, like just over $300. Whereas the converter was almost $200 right there and didn't include any kind of battery or anything that does, which is awesome. But we have all these things to put in the Frunk, but how are we gonna do it? Well, back in the day, I say back in the day, it was like 2 years ago, I built a sim setup, and in that we used the aluminum extrusion, like the T-track stuff. And so what I did is I went ahead and bought a smaller version of that. It's only like 3/4 by 3/4 or 1 inch by 1 inch. And what we're gonna do is the 4 bolts in the bottom of that Frunk, we're gonna remove those, or we're gonna make this aluminum extrusion platform that everything can then be sat on top of and mounted to, including like, I think the most important thing is the hose reel. But this should be able to be mounted to it, the battery should be able to mount it to it, everything should be able to be mounted to it, so that way everything stays sturdy when we're off-roading this beast. Okay, so I've got like the frame built, really happy with it. Like look, I don't even like really see any flex or anything. Now these, so you can see I got some washers under here. And then I got these aren't like the ideal screws that I wanted, but that's all that Home Depot had, so maybe it's hardware or something. Okay, so here's the current situation. The Frunk's gone. We needed to remove everything because we need to access these wires right here. This is gonna be the Frunk power, auxiliary power that you can turn on the center screen there. But before we get into that, I got everything pretty much mounted up. I'm really happy with this. I ended up adding some extra support right here because that, even with that, was a little shaky. And then the battery will sit right there. Everything fits really well, but we got the whole Frunk out. There's the pump that I tried that didn't work. Took forever. But I did actually look up in the manual and it tells you which one is like your negative, your positive, and then your comms wire, which is going to be this all green one. And this is probably going to be for a potential Tesla item in the future, an accessory from Tesla. It's a possibility. But again, the unfortunate thing with this is it's only rated for 400 watts, which when you think about it, isn't that much, which is why I had to do the whole EcoFlow battery right here. So this will actually charge via DC. You can do solar or car input. And it came with this lovely wire. I went ahead and bought the opposite connectors to connect into that. Yes, these are solar wires and not really used for anything else but solar, but I figured it's just gonna be me. So I'll put the solar connectors on those right there. That can connect to this. So it will provide 48 volts DC into here. And if you lift this, it actually says right there, it can take 10 to 75 volts DC, 10 amps max, which will be fine on. And so this is how the battery will charge. And then the battery will be able to power the compressor, which needs too much draw than I think that can handle. But the nice thing is now we have some other outlets for other potential accessories. You just gotta make sure you remember to turn that on because I had forgotten. So yeah, we're just with this EcoFlow Mini here. Huge shout out to Roger for helping me pick this. Really appreciate your help with this project. The battery will sit right there. Originally I had the battery here and the hose reel over there, but then the hose reel was hitting the inside of the front lid. So I had to move things around a bit, but actually this I think makes it a little bit better. But this whole thing swivels like this. So it's really nice. This is actually how I was testing if it was hitting the top of the front lid, because I would put tape on certain parts like this, close it, and if the tape was still on here, didn't hit. If the tape was on the front lid, it hit. So little tips and tricks like that. And we already tested everything. Everything works with this, with the battery and all that. We just need to tap into the wires. We have an all green wire, local interconnect network, which is gonna be like for Tesla accessories. Don't need that right now. Then we have red and blue, that's our positive. And then we have blue and brown stripe, that's negative. So we'll work with the positive first. We're gonna check it. Oh. I have it off in the car, but I mean, Oh, that's the network. So that's fine, that's not a problem. As long as the power's off, that's the good one. So always make sure you check your power because you don't want to die. So I do have this here, the red is our positive, the black is our negative. So we're gonna have to go opposite, and this is gonna be going in here, and then this is going to be our positive. So this is gonna be this blue and red wire. And then for the negative, we're gonna have this, which is like the pin that will go in there, and will also go in this and snaps into that. So originally I had bought different connectors and was like, I'll just cut these off and put them on there. But these ones are really nice, waterproof. They're meant for like solar panels, so it's meant to like put up with a lot of crap, a lot of bad weather, all that. And it's got super nice watertight fittings, all that. So I really think these are definitely gonna be the way to go. And then I just don't even have to cut this, which is great. It's a lot of extra wire though, so we're gonna have to figure out a way to tidy that up, but it's fine. What I'll do is we'll tie this in right here, and then this is what will connect to the battery. We'll route that in like right under here so that we can put the whole frunk back. Everything will look great. Because our friend Roger sent me some videos and stuff on how to correctly crimp things. So that was really helpful. But I want to make sure I do just that. I don't want this failing. Okay, I think that is good. Nice. Then we've got all these, so we'll put this on, then this on, then this in. Make sure that's the right one, yep. And then I believe this just goes on till it like snaps in. Right like that. like these connectors a lot. Like has a nice satisfying snap. We love that. With the power still off, we're gonna go ahead and test this out. Before we put everything back, make sure it's working like it should, because it really suck to get it all put back together and then find out I screwed something up. So the power's still off, and you always wanna make sure you plug these in without load. Basically meaning your power's off. So we got that one, we got that. And then we're gonna go ahead and plug in our battery here. Right in the back here, it only plugs in one way. Okay. Now, let's see. Currently, nothing on the input. So what we're gonna do here is go to outlets. I turned on the Frunk power. Moment of truth. Holy crap. We got input, baby. And it is currently recharging. It does say it's gonna take 43 minutes, that's it. I can hear a little fan in there, but now we can use, wow, this is so great. Now we can use those outlets however we want. Everything is waterproofed, looks beautiful. So we've got some just like blower tools, all quick disconnects down here. This plugs into that, done. And then in here we can either plug in like the tire gauge. You got the little like blower here with some different nozzles. I'll get like some black foam, get that right here, and then like cut out like a spot for this, and then some maybe black foam right here, and cut out individual spots for everything else like that cube foam. I threw this in here right now. This is just the battery charging cable. So like if I need to charge this in the house. So once we take this out, which already has the hookup on there, but it's got like the digital readout, it's really nice. We can go ahead and take this out. It rotates. We can get all the tires. This is a 50-foot reel. So a lot more than we probably needed, but we got it. Again, this quick disconnects, love it. You can easily drain down here. It's empty right now. You can easily drain that. You can adjust everything. Your on and off is right here. In here, we have the charger hooked up right here into the Frunk outlet. And then we have the compressor right here. I might move this around a little bit because as you can see, like some of these wires are a little tight in there. But we still have some outlets down here in case we want to do something else with this. But let me go ahead and show you. So we're at 88% and it says it'll last for 94 hours because there's 0 input and 0 output. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go in here and we're going to go to outlets. It's currently off. I'm going to turn that on. Then just remember all outlets will turn off when the vehicle charge drops below 5%. Now you can see we have an input right here of 305 watts. Recharging time is about 35 minutes to get that up to 100. Now the thing is there's that little like gray switch back there. Sorry, it's kind of dark. You need to turn that on for AC outlets. I had forgotten that at first. Now watch this. It's pressurizing. So you can see we're pulling 290 watts, but it's like, when these start, it can be quite a draw. So we needed to make sure that we had that. That's why I think the battery was so important. It's so quiet. I absolutely love this. 80% quieter. It's really not loud at all compared to most compressors. But yeah, let me know down below, what else could you do in the Frunk? I mean, I've already thought about a version of this with some hot plates so that you can cook. I know Rafael Teslatino They had some induction plates that they were cooking in their frunk, so maybe we'll try to design something for that. But is this something like the frame and all that stuff that people would be interested in buying? I don't know. I know all the measurements and everything though, so I could easily make more if people are interested. And of course, a lot of the parts, I mean, I still have more than like half of the tubings left and everything. And this thing is just like rock solid. It's such a great idea. I'll link everything down below for like the Amazon links if you guys want to buy this and actually build it yourself. Go for it. I highly advise you to. There'll be a huge shopping list down below because you got like the tubings, the connectors, the spacers, that's a huge thing. So there's gonna be a lot down there, but if you wanna build this, I kind of already did the hard work and laid it out. Or if you want something custom built, let me know and I'll come up with something, whether you want cooktop, whether you want, I don't know, a similar setup to this for like air, or you want some tools, let me know down below, or even shoot me an email and let's design it, let's make it. I'm so excited about this, and I think this is what's great about the Cybertruck, or really any vehicle that you have like a frunk like this, is you can utilize all of this space. It's so awesome, I absolutely love it. Hopefully you guys do too. As always though, huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean. If you are looking to accessorize your Tesla Model S, X, 3, or Y, and now Cybertruck, and Rivian, definitely check them out, all linked down below, and using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off of your first purchase. They have a lot of great must-have accessories and accessories to really help protect your car and make it your own. As always though, a thumbs up if you enjoyed that video, and click here to subscribe here for some other ones. We'll see y'all in the next one.